have some fun here. This is the Hoyo. Look how beautiful that is. Sub $9, $8.50 cigar, Florida pricing. A beautiful, nice full-size Toro. Feels like a 6.52. Really full pack. It's listed on Neptune website as a Honduran Puro, as a Habano wrapper. Looks like a lighter type of wrapper, maybe a medium-looking wrapper in a reddish hue as far as darkness. Really well made, really full pack, heavy for its size. I'm excited to light this up. Hoyo is literally one of their biggest brands in the General that they don't talk about. The entire brand, like General doesn't even push Hoyo at all. I don't understand that, because you have Cohiba, you have Punch, you got Partagas, you know their big 3 Cuban stuff, not Cuban names. You got Sancho Panza on the lower tier as far as like not as popular, but they're trying to promote that. Shit. What's the other? There's a few other. What's the other one? Habano something. What was that one? Rico Habano or something like that. Is that a Cuban name from back in the day? I don't remember. The point is though, Hoyo, huge name, and their bands, they literally, unlike Cohiba and Partagas and Punch, which kind of, especially lately Punch, they're kind of not really copying that as much. The newer stuff on the Cuban side are making it similar. Like the Cohibas are not the same. You look at the bands versus the Cuban bands. This Hoyo, pretty much the color scheme and this, they went full like, yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, these cigars that Hoyo makes, I haven't had a bad one. You can try all the different Excaliburs, and they're a great time. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm not pulling out my cock right now. I decided, listen, this was the best $5 I ever spent. This is pure organic honey made right here in northern Florida as I'm traveling, and this is the best tasting honey I ever had. It was as smooth as fucking silk. And I decided that I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to put honey on that foot, and I'm going to put honey on the cap, but now I'm going to cut the cap first. I want the smoke that when it lights on fire, it's roasting that honey, and then when the smoke goes through that foot, through the cap, and I want that smoke to have a honey filter. I can't stress it enough. I want to see what the fuck happens. This is more of a science experiment. I don't know if it's going to make it terrible. It might be perfect. I don't think it'd be a good idea with a really dark or a super strong cigar. Now, most of the time, Habanos, they're not super dark, 60, 65%, give or take, sometimes a little more, but this looks like it's going to be more, probably 65% darkness. It is what it is. I'm a pretty good judge of character when it comes to cigars, and we'll see. But that being said, Habanos, what does Habanos generally miss? Sweetness, right? Generally, they got a good amount of cedar, maybe twanginess, probably earthiness, black pepper, that kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying, though? Sometimes they have other things, more spice than others, or more earthiness than others, and maybe a drier coffee note, like not a very dark espresso note. But anyways, though, we're going to get to this. I'm going to try that out. And, man, this could be really stupid, or this could change everything for like 10 minutes. And just so you can see, the cap of this organic honey, this honey is so fucking silk. Look at that shit. It's perfectly fit for up to probably about a 56 gauge. So let's get to it. Well, just the tip, right? Are you in yet? My goodness. Look at that pure organic fucking. I decided to start just with the foot here. I want to see. I already got this cut. I'm gonna light that up, baby. If it's even gonna light. Are we gonna get like a roasted honey? What are we gonna get here? How is that gonna combine with this beautiful? Maybe Habanos and pure organic honey is gonna be the new motherfucking thing. I did scrape the sides once I dipped it in there. It might be a new dude. This might be a new fucking $1 million idea. You got your cigar, your cutter, your lighter, and then your fucking little like 1 ounce jar of honey. Fucking dab that shit like the old rings when the king would dip his signet into wax. You know what I'm saying though? And make a seal. Dude, we might be on the verge of greatness. This might be on the verge of greatness, really. Maybe I should wipe up the sides. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. But we're gonna see. Bro, that initial puff, dude, it might be Opus X. Okay, yeah, so look, I don't know if I just went to the Twilight Zone, so definitely the honey is it might mess up your burn a little bit. But I gotta say, this has been an amazing experience. I'm not saying I want to do this all the time, but I think with Habanos, dude, it didn't ruin the cigar at all. But make sure, bro, make sure you're talking about wild, local honey, man, real. Like, bro, that honey is like pure as silk. It's not fake at all. My goodness, I did dip the cap in it, and the smoke, dude, it's even better that way. It's even better from both ends. Tag team this bitch. I'm not recommending to do this, okay? This was just an experiment, something kinky on a Saturday night. But the amount of smoky honey, my goodness. Let's get rid of that ash. Okay. All right, well, we got a big nip going on here. We're at medium full, man. But it really changed the dynamic of this type of cigar. It's nutty, rich cedar, but like tons of natural organic honey. Mixing in with it. In a way, we kind of infused that kind of like that type of syrup note that you get out of Fuentes, in the Opus X or the higher end stuff that you want to get. This is a poor man's way of doing it, but I got no regrets, man. This was an experiment. I think honeys in Habano, I would recommend that when you dip the foot, because that's the part that gets lit on fire, wipe the excess off the wrapper, because it's going to sweat. And then you're going to basically have hot lava fall on your dick. Don't ask me how I know this. But, yeah, so what I'm saying is wipe the excess off the wrapper. Wow. Maybe even you want to let that honey sit overnight on the foot. Maybe? Maybe not, though, because now it's like, unless you put it in Tupperware. If you put it in Tupperware, yes. Like, don't leave it out. You know what I'm saying, though? Bro, I can't stress it enough. Like, there was no reason for me to do this. It's giving this whole cigar like a creamy texture to it. Very nice. But it's not like overly done with the honey where it's like, it feels artificial. It just feels like, it's got that going on for it, babe. I mean, here's what it is. Still got some earthiness to it. I'm not going to give this a point system because this is a completely experimental situation. But I'm going to say that I enjoyed this experiment. And maybe you could too. Go to your local, whatever, store and get some real local raw honey. Maybe dip the foot in it. Just a little bit. Test it out. This is unprofessional. It's uncalled for. But whatever, man. One in Rome, right? That phrase is not a legally binding statement because the Romans are not doing this. So I don't know. Maybe I just did this for PG to make. Maybe I did this because I just wanted to hate. You know what I'm saying, though? And I don't give a shit, bro. Look, this was just a fun episode to make. I mean, I know I enjoy this cigar. I know I already like this cigar. I like General. I like Hoyo. These are good cigars at an affordable price and they're great Toros. Adding honey on Habanos because lots of Habanos are just missing sweetness. So it's not going to conflict. If you already have a cigar with a lot of chocolate notes or a very sweet, pungent note, honey on the foot might not really work. It doesn't make any sense. But in this case, Habanos don't really have a lot of sweetnesses. So just dipping it in the foot into some natural honey, man, I have no regrets. Stay fresh. No Habanos and honey in prison. Well, I chewed the shit out of this cigar. I gotta say, man, overall, I had a great fucking time. And I'm not saying do this on a regular basis, but you can definitely have a good time, enjoy yourself once in a blue moon on a Habano on a Friday, Saturday night. Just dip in the foot, wipe it off, wipe off the sides of the wrapper, and just dip in the cap after you cut it, wipe off the excess. Go gently with it, make sure it's organic, pure, local honey. Honestly, bro, I have no regrets on this. It's tasting great. Nothing negative to say. It didn't make it any worse. The burn where the excess was messed up a little bit, but that corrected. So just wipe off the excess sides. This is just an extra thing you could do, man. This is not something you do on the regular, but as a guy that smoked thousands of cigars, and I knew I've already liked the cigar. I like the Epicure Habano here, the Hoyo. Great cigar. Well, with some honey on the foot and on the cap after you cut it. It's smoking great. Really enjoyable. Not going to give it a number because it's not the pure cigar, but I have nothing but goodness to say about that. Try that once in a blue moon. I will say, though, I did that, and I created chaos in the world. I pulled off at an exit to get a coffee at McDonald's, and I pulled into a town, Don Mason or whatever it was, the exit that where Jekyll Island is in Georgia. And when I pulled in, the entire town, the street lights on the ground, traffic lights broken, everything, advertisement signs on the ground, McDonald's, Burger King, gas stations, businesses, no power. Everything was out. The entire system was down. It was like I was in a ghost town. Thank God, when you're traveling, always top off your gas every time you stop, because the next time you stop, you might not. So every quarter tank, I'm in a Corolla. I get about 100, 120 miles for a quarter tank. I pull over and I top it off again because, yeah. So anyways, though, wow. So I put honey on the foot of my cigar and I pull over to a town and the town is dead. The whole town collapsed. So maybe, I don't know. I went against the system and the Matrix couldn't handle it. It couldn't fucking handle it. My mind is blown. There I was sitting with the Hoyo Habano, dipped in honey, capped in honey. Fucking phenomenal experience. And the whole town is dead. It's like the whole town is dead. Disappeared. The town disappeared. The phone didn't work. In fact, there was a weird symbol on my phone besides SOS. It showed a satellite picture on the top of my phone, which I screenshotted. I'd never seen that before in my life. So apparently it knocked out the satellite, knocked out everything. Apparently dipping your phone in honey. And I still have no service right now on the highway here at 95. So it is what it is. Be careful when you stay strapped. When you dip your phone in honey, when you dip your cell phone in honey, all of society fucking collapsed. Stay fresh.